what's happening. See if I can make a quick video real quick while nigga on smoke break. So, a lot of y'all seen the post I made. That's the topic. Because a lot of our people don't read, so hopefully they can listen. Everything that you do is Native American. Everything you do is a Native American, and our people been doing it for generations. Even your grandmama told you that we've been doing it for generations. Life. You know, if that slave story is widely fabricated, then that means that everything about it is widely fabricated. When that soul food is not slave food at all. It's indigenous Americans all the way down from the cornbread, the macaroni and cheese, the collard greens, the motherfucking oxtails, what else? Sweet potatoes, turkey stuffing, dressing, etc., etc., etc. Gumbo, jambalaya, etc., etc., etc. All that is Native American. Our people been cooking that shit for generations. Traditions, generations. You feel me? And a quick disclaimer. When I be talking about this Native American, indigenous American stuff, and everybody be like, well, where's the proof? Don't actions speak louder than words? That's the proof right there. You feel me? Y'all be going off of what somebody said, but I'm talking about the actions. That's what really matters. It's in your DNA. Now, tattoos, grills, locks, all that is indigenous Americans, from the Mayans to the Incas to the Aztecs to the West Indies, which is West Indians because Columbus thought he was in India. But all that, indigenous American. Basketball. People think that a white person created basketball with the peach. No, nigga. Them niggas seen that shit on our temples and they took the credit for it like they always do. We been hooping, my nigga. For real, do your research. We been hooping. All type of sports and athletics and all that stuff. And I'm about to prove this. So another disclaimer. When I talk like this, I am not hating on Africans. I'm not talking bad about Africans. Y'all are our cousins, our distant cousins. Now, with that disclaimer out there, show me an African that can out-hoop us over here. You can find one that can outrun us for a long distance. Yeah, you could outrun, yeah. But I'm talking about athleticism. Who can out-hoop us? Can they play football better than us? Yeah, they got us in the long distance, but when it come to that sprinting shit, we got that sprinting shit. And everybody talking about, well, Usain Bolt is Jamaican, which is a maroon, which is indigenous American again. So he's not African. So you cannot find an African that can out-athletics us, period. Our body tone. We're born naturally toned up with abs and triceps and cut up and everything. Africans are not. Female Africans can grow their hair. Male Africans cannot grow their hair. You will never see a male African in America or anywhere with locks. You'll see West Indians and you will see Americans with locks. And when I say Americans, I'm talking about North America, Central America, and South America, and the West Indies. All that is America. So everything we do is indigenous American, bro. And just like I said, and then my family, and I know my grandparents aren't the only ones who do this. After they do their hair, pick their hair, braid their hair, after they do their hair and the leftover hair that's inside the comb and shit, they gather it up, put it in the ashtray, and they burn it. Because the reason why they burn it is because that the old saying is that people can get your hair and put roots on you and create voodoo dolls and shit like that. Or if a bird come and swoop up your hair and make a nest, you'll cut your life short. That is Native American tradition and culture all day long. Do your research. Don't take my word from it. I'm just believing what my grandmama say, because unlike y'all, I don't call my grandparents a liar, because everybody grandmama that said that y'all got Native American in y'all family, but y'all out here screaming this African shit, y'all basically calling y'all grandmamas a liar. I respect my elders and my grandmama. I know what's up with my history. And then when you got people like me talking like this, y'all pro-African people be so quick to be like, oh, that's self-hate. How is that self-hate when I know who the fuck I am? I'm not calling myself a nigger, which I hope they don't block my shit, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not calling myself like that. Me telling y'all, look, man, my daddy's Yaitian, Tiano, straight from the Arawak. from the land of Haiti. The word Yeti is literally Tiano Arawak language, my nigga. The word Haiti comes from Yeti, which is indigenous Arawak Tiano language. My grandmother, Blackfoot Native American. Great grandmama, Blackfoot Native American. Like, bro, all this shit is in my family. So no, it ain't self-hate. I just know where I came from. You know what I'm saying? I just know where I came from. And a lot of y'all, y'all been institutionalized to when somebody speak like that, y'all want to like just, it's self-hate. No, bro. You might be African. If you African, then cool, my nigga. We distant cousins. But just because I say I'm Indigenous American, that don't make me no less right or wrong than you. If you're African, cool. I salute you for knowing who you are, my nigga. You know your tribe, woo woo woo. But let me tell you something. A long time ago, Africa and America was once one big ass continent, and people used to trade, transfer, intermarry, intermingle, date, make babies and all that shit way before slavery and all that shit happened. You feel me? So yeah, bro, we are family. We distant cousins. You know what I'm saying? But for those of us who've been doing all these traditions and stuff like that, now you know where it came from. You have Indigenous American in your blood. There was over 560 different Native American tribes here in this big ass continent of America. North America, Central America, South America, West Indies, and Canada. Over 560 tribes. We all been to school for 12 plus years. They only teach you about 4 tribes. The Cherokee, the Seminoles, and hell, that's probably it. Then you got the Aztecs and the Mayans and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got a peak game, man. And another thing, a lot of y'all pro-Africans, y'all should be supporting us who's saying that we Indigenous American too. Because just like they stole our identity, they stole y'all identity. Because a lot of y'all who claiming y'all African, y'all are Hebrew Israelites. Y'all are Moors. Just like a lot of us over here in America are Moors, which came from the Wichita. You see what I'm saying? Y'all should be with us because they stealing both our lands, both our identities, and we're both distant cousins and we both family. You feel me? And that's facts. So, hope you take something from this video. If not, hey, it is what it is. But research, don't take your word, don't take my word from it. Do your research. Pick up a book. Dig deep. Dig deep. You know what I'm saying? Because if once upon a time on Earth, everybody was my complexion or darker, then common sense say that Indigenous American was my color and darker. They got all kind of mummies of Mayans with grills and tats and locks and all that type of shit. But you would never find an African with a grill in their mouth. You would never find an African with tattoos. And I'm not talking about that branding shit that y'all like to put on there. I'm talking about ink. Y'all will never find an African with ink. You'll never find an African with grills. You'll never find an African that can out hoop or be more athletic than us. You would never find that. You would never find that. Their body is not built for athleticism. You know, their body is thin, slender for long distance running. That's what they're built for. Us over here, you did. But man, y'all enjoy y'all day. Stay positive. You know what I'm saying? Meditate. And remember this, practice serenity. Practice serenity and practice not to desire anything. Because if you have no desire, then you at peace with yourself. As long as you have desires, you will never be happy. Let that sink in. Be easy. Oseo.